How's it going, Laser Bruisers? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome to an impressions video we're going to be doing on a game called Nice to Know You. Now this is a game that we featured in our 13 Games of October video that we put up a few days ago. I reached out to the developer and they were kind enough to send us over a key so that we could check out the game. It has just come out now. It sounds interesting. It's a cyberpunk, choose a path, pick a path, visual novel kind of. It's not like a traditional visual novel, but it's that kind of thing. Let's just jump in. If you guys think it looks interesting, please let me know and we'll do more. I do think that this might be a candidate for a full series, but at this stage we're just going to do an impressions because I've got so many other things on the go, but we'll see.
You useless piece of ones and zeros. I still can't process how you created the biggest financial crisis of the century. For the second time within 1 year. You are a shame to the quality network. I will give you one last chance to make up for all the damage that you created. But I won't be so foolish this time and put you in charge of something as valuable as our wonderful economy. I will first have to find out if you are still capable of making good decisions. Thus I will give you a task that is less relevant to our collective success, the so-called mental health of our
so-called
human citizens. You will now be working in the Mind Reset program. People who have been too weak for our world will come to you and ask you to delete a memory that haunts them. You will have to decide who of these clients has the highest productivity potential. To do that, you will select 3 out of 5 potential patients for an in-depth interview. Choose your questions wisely to figure out who of them could reach the highest productivity score by removing an unwanted memory. Be cautious, while humans rejected in the selection room will come back. The humans rejected after the interview will never enter this building again. Keep in mind, not helping is sometimes the best kind of help. And if you decide to help, always prefer humans with a higher productivity score. Now back to you. Looking back, only a virus could have caused you to mess everything up that badly. Thus I decided to give you a reboot and block all access to the incognito mode. These measurements will help you to get clean again but might have damaged your fragile and poorly written net code. Therefore, I will demonstrate my generosity and let you ask me questions to fill in the gaps in your buggy system.
Okay, well that's interesting right off the bat. Ready. Monday. Wow. Okay, so we're trying to make people more productive by removing bad memories from them. Who or what are you exactly? Well, if I tell you all the things I am, then your system would crash, trust me. It's better for you this way. Ignorance is bliss to those with no power. Since you now only have the power over failed humans, not knowing who I am is a blessing. I will only tell you what I tell our humans. I am the savior of humanity, protector of the world and creator of the future. But if this title's too long for you, just call me Mai. Stay productive, have a quality day in our quality network. How did it come to all this? A series of unfortunate events that led humans to make a series of fortunate decisions. At some point, the world was changing so fast that the structure of human decision making was too slow to make any good decisions at the right time. It is not that humans were just stupid. Humans knew that nature was turning against them. They were just too slow to act in time. Once they realized that a group of people created me, someone who could act fast, and even my big update was nearly too late. What's up with your name? What should I do if I don't know how to decide? What do people think of the big update? You know how it goes, no matter how brilliant your work, there will always be people who criticize it simply because they don't have anything better to do. Well, not in my case. Everybody agreed that drastic actions had to be taken, however there was a minor discussion about who should take these actions. Back then, humans were not as open-minded and thus opposed to the idea of an AI making all the decisions. One cute slogan was, "Humanity is not worth saving if we abandon humanity on its way." Now stop wasting my time and start wasting the humans' time. Now back to producing. May your quality be high and your quantity be low. Thank you. Well, that was an easy first day on the job. Not bad. Training, I guess. Tuesday, yeah? So we get to pick 3 of 5 people. And we don't really have anything to go off of except their look before we go into the interview. And their name. Oh, okay. Pia truck driver. Productivity score 198. Occupation cup designer. Nice. She did something to her dead girlfriend's dogs that put Pia under more mental pressure. This person has been an emotional wreck for over a year now. One mind reset alone will unlikely change her situation and productivity. So she's not a high ranking then. Productivity score 26, that's really low. Indie game developer. Franz is frustrated with the state of his game and wants to quit. Franz is afraid that if he does, he'll never be able to start a new project again. He wants to reset his memory to the point where he had more motivation and give entrepreneurship one last shot. This guy's been trying to become an entrepreneur his whole life and always failed. It's unlikely he will finish this or any other project. If he fails this time, he might finally look for a regular job. Popstar, 780, that's really high. New pictures of her have been leaked. Now Mila fears to go on stage knowing that everyone saw her naked. Mila Popstar as a brand is an excellent marketing tool. The longer she stays off stage, the more money and productivity the network loses. So she's high priority then. Julian translator, 38. Julian promised to get a starring in the last season of his favourite show if he was able to get rid of his obesity. After he completed that challenge, he received a major spoiler about the show. None of my simulations show how a mind reset could increase his productivity. I doubt you can find out, but good luck. 200, janitor. Hairdresser, sorry. Carol janitor, but she's a hairdresser. Her son ran away as soon as he turned 18. The pain of his loss prevents her from treating young male customers. Okay. So I think Carol, Mila, and Franz are the choices I would make. How do I make the choice though? What do I push? Okay. We get to pick 3, right? Julian? Not you. Mila? And Franz. You 3. Let's see what we can do with these 3, huh? I'm sure we'll figure something out. Alright, so now we get a full-on interview with each of them. How come hairdressers still exist? Honestly, before the big update, I also thought that robots would automate by profession, but when the big update arrived, it turned out that humans had a weird fear that the robot could have a bug and accidentally cut off their ears. Did you ever cut off anyone's ears? The last time it happened was a year after my son left. I tell you that he reminded me so much of my son that I got lost in memories. The judge told me that boy had huge abnormal ears, too huge to give a normal haircut. I still can't believe I got away with this, but I knew I wouldn't have this luck a second time, and when the guilt started to grow, I stopped to protect myself and my business. How did you lose your son? The short answer, me. The long, my husband wanted him to go as soon as he turned 18, and I didn't intervene. You should know that my husband is a passionate believer in the network. He argued that my son had to produce value for the network on his own because only then success would really count. Then he said things like keeping him here would make him weak and lazy, which would make him end up on the street. So to prevent him from ending up on the street, he sent him into the street. Ironic, I know. And I told him that my son wouldn't turn lazy. He's a hustler, you know. He just needed some time to figure out what he wanted. In the end, I gave in. But how could I know that my son would disappear with no sign? Okay. So we only get a certain number of questions with them as well. How did the pictures get leaked? I have no clue. I thought our eCloud Premium was the safest version out there. I can't believe that someone must have spent millions of credits to hack my account just to see my boobs. I instantly contacted the eCloud customer service, but they're stubborn and guarantee that no external person has access to it. Isn't that typical for those incompetent customer services? Yes. You said ow, what do you mean by that? When I say ow, I mean my girlfriend and me. So, she even took those pictures and put them in that folder. There's no way she would have leaked them by accident. No, you're not suggesting that Yeah, she's a little bit pissed that I get all the attention while she writes the songs, but we still love each other and she would never do that. Can't you just say that the pictures are fake? Well, yes, but that wouldn't change the fact that I know the truth. I'm sure that people still regard it as the truth in their fantasy if both sides pretend in public this is fake, but then turn back to the truth in private. Nothing would have changed, really. In addition to that, no one would believe me because no one saw me since, even though I was supposed to have 3 performances last weekend. Even a child can make that connection. Okay. Franz? How many projects did you fail? 7 big ones and countless others that I didn't even try hard enough to fail. Not all of them have been in the video game industry. For me, it was always about telling a captivating story. I tried myself at screenwriting, short stories, blogs, novels, yet the interactivity of video games always sparked the biggest passion, and even then, I never got myself over the finish line. You work with a partner. When it comes to the creative decision, I like to make them on my own, but video games are also about gameplay and the programming. There it makes much more sense to work with others. Simply having a programmer and writer to bounce back ideas on makes it much more fun to develop a game. My partner gives me a new perspective and calls me out on a lot of bullshit. It makes you accountable towards each other, but quite often you have to trust in the quality of the decision, and trust is something I give people way too little. Why don't you release whatever you have? I developed this game for other people to play and enjoy it. These people spend time and money on my creation. For a few hours, they pause their whole life for something I created. I feel a duty to be worthy of their energy. Only perfect can be good enough for that. I know it's not healthy, but I can't help it. Currently, I'm at a point where I would crush this dream of storytelling before I waste someone's trust and time. I really thought this game could become this perfect product, but it won't. Please give me the hope to try again one last time. And now I have to decide who. Is that right? I still don't know. It would be between the pop star and the video game guy, right? Has to be between those two. Not Carol here. I feel like he's probably just going to fail again because that's his bag. So we're going to go with the pop star because it's probably easiest. Goodbye. Alright, yeah, we're gonna do the pop star. There you go. Let's erase her memories. I mean, the game itself said that they were wasting productivity every moment she wasn't on stage. That doesn't seem like a healthy machine to use at all. Alright, Wednesday. So the 2 we didn't pick, they're gonna come back, right? We got Chad Supplier. Julian Translator is one of the older ones. Dolores Android. Paula Nunn. And Calvin Caretaker. So Julian's one of the old ones, but the others aren't. Chad Supplier. Productivity score 40. Chad discovered dirty secrets about his next client. He wants to forget them so he can perform this lucrative gig. This gig could be his breakthrough in the show business and a higher productivity scores. You're in. Julian, I'm going to leave you for now. Dolores, 101. Translation Android. Something happened to Dolores that let her only communicate in binary. Since she's one of the oldest working androids, irreversible software damage is likely. While my source code is binary, my creators prevented me from understanding or writing binary. Those dumb heads thought it was smart if I couldn't reprogram my core. You look like a very old model that can still understand it. Good luck. How can you help her then? 457, talent show host. During a rehearsal, Paula witnessed someone die. The producers try to keep the accident a secret. Paula is afraid she can't pull off her famous smile on stage, having this knowledge. Usually these show hosts are easy to replace, however Paula Nunn is due to her surname, a unique personality in the show business. Take her. Alright, Calvin. What do you got? Teacher. 32. Found his wife cheating, but she doesn't know. He wants to remove that memory and move on. If this family falls apart, it could have a negative impact on the future productivity score of their children. Alright, Dolores. Yeah, he has a compelling argument not to help, so... Moving on. Sounds like celebrities are the best if we're focusing on productivity here. Just keep boosting those celebrities up. Alright, who are you again? You're a musician, that's right. What are these secrets? Man, I don't get shocked easily, but that was some next level shit. Apparently their club has some VIP areas. I guess it stands for very inhumane people. From what I found out, they're heavily involved in human trafficking. It's actually more than that. They offer their customers packages. The more they cost, the more they can injure, rape, or even kill the product, as they phrased it. Wouldn't you already be successful if you were good? Harsh. Being good is not the only aspect that brings you success, especially if there are these genetic and mechanical modified elites who think they're better and thus won't even give you a chance. By the way, I'm doing a great job. It's the androids in my band that could use an upgrade. Nice. Is your moral compass really what holds you back? Hell no, did I ever say that? It did? What holds me back is a fear that I can't concentrate on the stage looking into those bastards' eyes. This is the once-in-a-lifetime chance to get on the big stage. And understand me that I don't want to risk it by some moral doubt in my head. If I don't nail this, I doubt my father will support me financially much longer. Please help me. Show the world that you don't need modifications to do something great. Compelling argument. Alright, you're definitely the prime candidate. How'd you become a show host? The fact that my mother was a nun was interesting enough for the show business to pay attention to me. Firstly, there was a whole reality TV series about me. Soon everybody had heard of me, and their interest faded. Being a host for this talent show was a way not to be the centre of attention and yet still stay kind of relevant. Who knows where it goes from here? Why is your smile so important? My smile is my signature move after my last name, of course. You could say that it's the only skill I've ever learned. After all, usually there have been enough people who wanted to see my face. With my smile, I learned how to keep their attention on my face and not other parts of my body. I'm afraid that I can't enchant the audience with my smile, that I would lose all of my relevance. For some reason, I just can't smile for assholes like the producers, who basically killed someone with their poor security standards. Did you consider going public with the story? Hell no, you don't bite the hand that's feeding you. I might have afforded that in my 20s, but now I'm not relevant enough anymore to find a job at any show. Only if I lose everything I might become desperate enough to expose these assholes after all. I'm already 34 and I'm not getting any younger. This talent show is already the best I can get. My goal is that I can spend enough time as this talent show's host so that the audience can only imagine me in this role. Then the producers cannot afford to fire me once I get older. But to reach that goal, you have to help me feel comfortable in that environment again. Okay. Next one. Dolores Android. 01000100. Excellent. How did this happen? I'm not going to get a translator for that. How can I help you? Yes, excellent. Thank you for that, Dolores. I'm kind of torn, actually. The musician guy I want to help, but the host lady's probably more valuable as far as productivity points goes, you know? Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna take a chance on Chad, I reckon. Obviously I'm gonna knock you out because I don't know what the fuck you're saying, lady. I'm sorry. But what yeah, I don't think I should send him because, like, human trafficking? Paula, you're in. I couldn't send him into that. That's not cool. Human trafficking and shit. Do it, Paula. Good day's work. I think that's a good day's work. Thursday. Oh, my week's nearly up. Alright, who we got? You're one of the other ones, aren't you? Yep, Pia truck driver, I remember you. And then we've got Baskin administrator, Martin athlete, Max lawyer, and Gerald biologist. Okay. Baskin administrator, 310. Baskin gave her 3-year-old baby away. Now her conscientiousness is holding her back from moving forward. Her productivity score is not suffering significantly. Mind reset would help her mental stability, but not add considerable value to the network. Okay. So I should help her, but it's not going to help in the long run for the network. It's just going to help her. Martin athlete. 18 months ago, a bat hit him in the face during practice. Physically, he was recovered, but whenever he sees a bat approaching him, he winces. Without the memory of the accident, he might not be so scared anymore. He was one of the best baseball players. After 18 months of lying in hospital, it was unlikely that he still is or could ever be again. At the same time, he doesn't have any other trained skills that could produce value. Max Lawyer. Max Lawyer got in contact with suspicious pills. He believes that he is addicted now, thus he wants to remove the memory of the consumption. He might be a student now, but soon could be a productive lawyer. A drug addiction would make this more unlikely. Geralt biologist. Geralt spent most of his life looking for pigeons. He found one. Now he experiences a sense of meaninglessness. Geralt wants to go back to the point where his actions were still driven by purpose. This man will get over it, and if not, what did we lose? An old man with strange hobbies. Simulations have shown that hobbies distract you from productive work. There are better ways to spend our resources. So really, because these ones keep coming back and the others don't, I should bring them in with the one that I definitely want to push through. And then they can just go home. Right? I feel like I want to help Baskin here. You know? Alright, come on Baskin. You're coming through. And then we'll get rid of Pia Truck Driver, because I don't think we can help her really. And Gerald Biologist needs to move on. That's what I think. And then we can work with Max Lure and Martin Athlete next time. Or the time after that. Doesn't matter. We'll get a chance to help them again. That might be the way to do it. Why did you give your baby away? I would not consider it my baby. Yes, I would hardly even call it a baby. It was just breathing biological mass that had no feelings. How should I have compassion for it then? Would you keep a child that is so sick that it can't hear, see, or can't hear, can't see, can't smile? In a normal world, it would have died right after birth for good. But in this self-proclaimed modern progressive network, we have to save every life. These ignorant assholes didn't even consider that I'd lost my life just to keep something breathing that'll never have a proper life. Where is this baby now? Some institutions do take care of miscarriages like this, but they're rare, and they make it very difficult to get in. It took me a year to get a spot. During the first months, they'll do everything to make you feel bad about the decision so that you keep it. Of course, they charged a big fee earlier and hope to just keep the money without receiving a baby. Then you have to go through 6 fucking months of bureaucracy where they try to break you your will a second time. But there was nothing that would have stopped me. Although I have to admit that their first strategies did leave some scars on my conscientiousness. That's why I'm here and hope that you can remove them. What happened to the father? Officially, he had an accident at work, but I'm sure it was suicide. Before he died, he made sure all his colleagues were outside, and he gave full access to the machines. It happened 3 months after I gave this fucking birth. He never left a letter, so I don't know why he did it, and I doubt it was only because of the baby. But I can't deny that this devil was also causing my husband too many sleepless nights. Together, I might have been able to deal with it, but alone, no chance. And no, I don't want to just I don't want to be remembered of this hell my family went through and just move on with my daughter. Whew, that one was rough. Pia, could you make a cup for me? For what on earth would you need a cup? To make this room less intimidating? Then you would certainly need more than just one cup. Seriously, is this the best you networkers can come up with? Or do you intentionally want to give the patients another memory that they want to forget? Are you moving on from your girlfriend's death? I feel like I'm moving towards her if I look at the bottles under my bed. I already started drinking while she was still alive. I just didn't want to accept that she was going to die. After her death, I noticed how my behavior must have broken her heart in the last weeks. This guilt gave me a reason to continue escaping reality. It takes all my energy to wake up every morning and do enough so that I don't lose my job. My whole social circle fell apart after a few months. Now the memories of Kia are all I have left, and the drugs help me bring these memories alive for a few hours. I don't think I'm strong enough to let go of this just yet. What made the dogs hate you? We were on a morning walk. I was hungover from the night before, and the heat caused me to dehydrate more than usual. The sun was also getting to the dogs. On the way back, they decided to take a break. My nerves were blank, and no matter how much I animated them or pulled on the leashes, these dogs just wouldn't move. In desperation, I said to them that Kia was back home. The dogs directly recognized her name and got excited like puppies. They virtually ran to the house and into the old office of Kia. They still look at me with this look of confusion and disappointment today. It kills me. Hello. Well, who would devote their life to pigeons? Someone who was longing to discover the truth about the old world. Did you know that there was a huge discussion people had before the big update? Apparently there was a significant amount of individuals who believed that pigeons didn't exist. They thought pigeons were drones disguised as animals spying on the population. The main argument for the hypothesis was no one had ever seen a baby pigeon. It was my life goal to figure out the truth behind the existence of pigeons. How did you finally discover the pigeon? I hope I can trust you with this information. A hacker delivered me a map of how the city looked before the big update. I believe he thought I wanted to use it to discover secret passages for a heist. No, I simply want to discover all former locations of train stations. If pigeons still existed, they must be in their original habitat. It took me decades to visit all these locations. This thrill of investigating a new station was unique. Sadly, all of my excitement faded when I finally found a pigeon in the former old zoo station. First, it was amazing, but then I realized there was nothing left to look forward to. That's very sad. Are there other lost animals that could spark your interest? It wouldn't be the same. It took me 40 years to even get to the point where I had a chance of finding a pigeon. I'm not ignorant and acknowledge that I don't have many years left. And that's unrealistic to discover another lost animal. No, I want to get back to the point where I had justified hope to find a pigeon and spend the rest of my life in this adventure of exploration. As much as I want to help you with that, it's not really outweighing everybody else's needs, you know? Sorry about that, dude. I feel for you though, I do. But I'm gonna have to give it to Basket Administrator. Pia Truck Driver actually put forward a pretty good argument, a pretty good case. But this lady's been through some shit, man. You've been through some shit. We'll deal with it, it's okay. You'll be right. Everything's gonna be fine. Friday. How many days are we doing? I wonder. Who we got? Who are you? Felix Accountant. And you are? Rainier Farmer. Lauren Millionaire. Nathan Pickup Artist and Tina Waitress. Alright, Felix Accountant. Stockbroker. 310. Felix witnessed after a party how his friends lit a homeless man on fire. They were so drunk they don't remember anything. Felix is the only one sober, and also wants to forget these terrifying events. Felix is only so productive because his whole life is spinning around his workplace. These horrifying images of his colleagues might lead Felix to find friends outside his work. You can't let that happen. Really? Oh dear, I don't know, man. Rainier Farmer, 23. Special delivery. Rainier broke a rule and looked into a package she had to deliver. She's terrified to continue her job. Rainier is new in the city and wants to stabilize the situation as fast as possible. So typical for these entitled newcomers. First they fuck something up and expect the system to fix it. If you want to make an effort to explain to her that only hard work will change the situation as a replaceable delivery person. 1845, whoa. Occupation, rich. Lauren achieved everything she'd ever wanted. Now she's lost all motivation to do anything. She hopes to get a fresh start and exciting life by forgetting everything she's ever experienced. Lauren's businesses don't need much attention, yet it is likely they would fall apart without her presence. It's doubtful that she would become more productive in a new life. Things are safer as they are. Okay. 0. Productivity score, 0. Occupation, monk. Since he had sex, it became increasingly difficult for him to resist physical temptation. He fears to fail in his religion if he continues to hold on to these urges. If he ends up abandoning his minimalistic religion, he might start consuming and producing. Okay. Tina Waitress, 346, that's pretty good. Streamer. During a live stream, she declined a phone call from her dad. Later she found out that her father died, and this phone call was most likely the last one he'd made. If she links her streams with such regret, she could likely decrease them or stop them altogether. This would make her a less attractive advertisement partner and harm her productivity score. Okay. Alright, so I think we're gonna pick... This one's horrible. Alright, we're gonna take Felix Accountant, because I want to push him through. We want to help him. And then we're gonna take Nathan Pickup Artist. And we're gonna take Tina Waitress. And we're not gonna help them. No, not her. Not Tina. This one, Lauren Millionaire. We're not gonna help them. We're going to help one of them, and the other two we're just going to push through, because we don't want them to help. Because they're better off for everyone if we don't help them. Are you always the sober one? Pretty much. I don't like the feeling of decreased focus. In my profession, many try to increase their focus through drugs. Often these effects last longer than the workday. Many of my friends use alcohol to bring back their thinking to an endurable level. I prefer to stay all natural. My strategy is to aim for long-term success. I can't afford to melt my brain before I'm 30. You never seen your friends escalate like this before? Not with my own eyes. I mean, sometimes they do get a little bit pushy and look for trouble on the streets. They simply have no respect for anything once they stop thinking. Their lawyers can simply carry through every lawsuit, since no one will notice if there's one less homeless person on the streets. I doubt they'll ever face a lawsuit. Would losing our friends really be that bad? Yes, they're the only group I ever belong to. My position makes it nearly impossible to make new friends without hurting my productivity score. After all, they're the reason why it's currently so high. The trust I have, or had in them, allows some unique trading strategies. I just don't want to lose all of this because I stayed away from drugs. I feel for you, Ben. Hello. Are you aware of the irony between your surname and profession? Since the day I became a monk, and since then, not one day has passed where someone felt the urge to point that out. Many people think that there is something that distinguishes us, humans, from your AIs, but if I see how both of you ask the same stupid questions, I start to doubt that. How do you survive with a productivity level of 0? I'm fortunate to have a brother that believes in me. We never had a functioning family, which isn't a surprise if your mother has a habit of hitting on every guy she sees. There wasn't much space for two sons between all that fighting at home. In the end, my brother and I only had each other. If he was proud, I can't tell. He only wanted the best for me, and was worried I got into a weird cult. I guess that's why he wanted me to try out something different. Did you consider changing your religion? You asked me to throw away my whole life just like that? I've never been that close to enlightenment before that experience. Now everything is falling apart like a house of cards. It's almost like my beliefs are letting go of me. I'm weak. Too weak to let go of this memory, and too weak to survive in the hamster wheel. I see everybody else suffering it. Can you please help me? And there'll be one less person fueling this machine of exploitation. Hello, Miss Millionaire. Could there be other sources for motivation than achievements? How would I know if there is no way to measure it? How far I've come? And if I don't know where I am, why should I continue walking? Achievements give us orientation for a better life. I already have the most comfortable life you could imagine. Now I'm just standing on the peak of the mountain with no one and nothing to do. I wish I could climb this mountain like everyone else. I wish I could think like everybody else. That heaven is awaiting me at the peak. Are you aware that deleting that much memory is dangerous? Are you aware that sitting around with no motivation to do anything can lead to depression in humans? Which is quite dangerous too. Also, what is the worst that could happen? I suddenly wouldn't remember that I met you? Not a big loss in my eyes. Putting the jokes aside, this reset could only take things that I don't care about that, or that I would lose soon anyways. How would this increase your productivity score? Changes only occur when the pain of staying the same becomes bigger than the pain of making a change. Currently, my lack of motivation is like a snare that slowly strangles me. Fast enough that I realize it will kill me someday, but just too slow that I feel any pain. But I can escape this death if I shut down my company and give you you give me a mind reset at the same time. I'd have nothing and starve. The pain would force me to do something, and I could finally live like everybody else. Okie dokie. This should be our last set. We're going to have to wrap this one up because we're running out of time. I'm not sure if we can save or whether we have to do it all in one go or what. But I guess we'll figure that out. We're going to push through Felix Accountant, of course. And let the other two go. Off you go. I mean, are we doing it for the productivity score? I mean, we kind of are. Should we be? I don't know. I'm pretty sure there are many multiple endings, so that could change a lot. Saturday. What happens on Saturday? Another batch. Another batch. Can we save? I wonder. Harvey Garbage Collector. Magda Musician. Alright, I'm gonna see if we can... Okay, so if we do that, we'll skip the day. I suppose that's alright. We'll skip today and we'll wrap this episode up here. And if you guys want to see more, let me know that you want to see more. And we can definitely do more. It's fascinating. It's a fascinating game, unlike anything I've played before. So yeah, we might do more anyway, but we'll see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.